Hello, friends, and welcome back to Parent Shift, a place where we speak about conscious parenting. Now, when it comes to parenting and parents, many of us tend to use a lot of labels for our children. Much of this comes from not understanding them correctly. And I've spoken to you on several occasions, giving you understanding about psychology, sociology, and where certain phenomena of behavior, of certain challenges are coming from, and also how the parents and the environment of the family is impacting them. Another important place from where we should understand our children is really the wisdom of Jyotish and what our Vedic scriptures tell us about a human being and evolution and how samskaras, viveka, and such things come up. Samskaras is the element of values, of understanding the deep rooted things of life, the truths of life, and viveka is developing the real wisdom towards life. Now, in Jyotish, the grahas are representative of various aspects of our consciousness, of who we are as a person, as a personality, where Surya represents certain aspects of our personality, Chandra represents certain aspect of our personality and emotions, Shani, Mangal, each one of these grahas talk about various aspects of what a human being's behavior, capabilities, challenges, relationships, frictions, etc. would be. Here is my invitation to you as a parent. If you think your child is stubborn or very weak, go understand where that challenge is coming from. Is there something to do with Mangal? Is there something to do with Shani? Is there something to do with Ketu that the child is experiencing there? Your child's Kundali will be able to tell you this. Someone says your child is a weak student. What is it about your child's intellectual capabilities weak? Is it about numbers? Can the child be strong somewhere else when it comes to artistic instincts or maybe a tactile skill? Somebody says, my teenager is difficult. What about the teenager's life is difficult at that point in time? Is it that there is bound to be some friction with the mother, but the father can play a bigger role? Is it bound to be a distant parenting for your child because of certain influences of your Kundali and your child's Kundali? One has to understand these things properly. Used properly, Jyotish can significantly help a parent or parents understand what the child is experiencing at that point in time and choose the right parenting techniques or methodologies of managing the child and in that phase of life and for the coming phase of life. So here are 5 recommendations that I'm leaving with you. Number 1, work with a good Jyotish Acharya who understands Jyotish, Vedic wisdom, psychology, and modern phase of life, and helps you understand how the child's changing developmental phases are, right? Like when people come to me, I talk to them not only from the perspective of what the grahas say, but also from the perspective of what is age appropriate. Remember, emotional intelligence is very different at 5 years of age, at 10 years of age, at 15 years of age, and further. So something has to be looked at from that age appropriateness. So the understanding of Jyotish, understanding of life, that has to be brought in. So sit with a good Jyotish Acharya and understand the changing developmental phases of your child with an age appropriate understanding. How confidence is getting impacted, how emotions are getting impacted, how discipline is getting impacted, how studies, choice of relationships are getting impacted. With the dasha, with the antardasha, with the pratyantar dasha, with the various gochars that are happening, it's very easy to establish what are the influences, the energy that the child will be experiencing. Now, based on the understanding of that developmental phase, adjust your parenting to that period. That's the second thing to be done. Understand that if there is a sensitive period coming, then your parenting may need to be more detailed and more scrutiny oriented. Whereas if there is a period where the child is going to be lax and the child is not going to be focused on discipline, then your parenting needs to bring in boundaries, bring in rules, bring in operating conditions. If a certain period is going to be difficult for the child with respect to relationships, then the parent needs to be prepared to work with the child to choose the relationships, choose the environment, be capable of handling failures, so forth, so on and so forth. So adjust your parenting to that particular period. That's something significant that you need to work on. So you've understood developmental phases, you've understood how to adjust the parenting according to that. The other thing that you need to look at is number 3, which is anticipate what are the educational and other focused challenges the child may have in certain periods. Like if board exams are going to happen in about 6 months of time, and 3 months before the board exam starts a very lean period for the child. So understand how that lean period is going to affect education. Now, let's say the lean period is not going to affect education directly, but is going to impact health, which could then alternatively have an impact on education. So then you need to prepare to make sure that whatever you can do to cushion the child is done. Now, there are certain things which are inevitable. Like if a serious health issue is going to happen, it's inevitable. If there are periods of health ups and downs, it's inevitable. But can you provide cushioning? Can you provide extra care to the child? Yes, that's something that can be done. And that's the third thing that you need to focus on. I would also recommend the fourth one specifically, that in today's period, with the kind of social media influence and social influence which are there, always understand what are going to be relationship sensitive periods that your child might have. When they will have sensitive periods with the parents, sensitive social life, sensitive life with seniors, teachers or siblings, etc. Or could they struggle with authority in a certain period? Or could they have problems of adjusting to a new environment or a new kind of thing happening in their life? Go through an understanding of these kind of things and specifically understand from a Jyotishcharya what relationship sensitive periods are there. Now, once you have done these 4 things, which is understanding the developmental phases of the child every 6 to 18 months, understood how parenting needs to be adjusted to that phase, understood specific educational and focus areas, and understood relationship sensitive issues. Now you're doing the 5th point, which is you're really using Jyotish to strengthen the child. Your focus constantly needs to be that my child needs to be stronger in these 6 months as compared to what the child was in the previous 6 months. That's how step by step by step you create, you craft the child's character, child's skills, child's response mechanisms to life. You are then not running life by unpredictability, by the child's anxieties, your fears, etc. This is how, for a beautiful parenting, you can use Jyotish and Vedic wisdom correctly. But yes, like I said, for that you need someone who is grounded in Jyotish and Vedic wisdom and understanding of life and child psychology to guide you through this whole thing. Hope you're able to find the right kind of person to work with, a good Jyotishcharya who can answer for you, what does my child need from me now in this period of time. Remember, Jyotish is a beautiful gift of our Vedic wisdom, our rishis. Before a child's choices become its behavioral and life problems, you can use Jyotish to help the child to choose the right thing so that its choices and its behaviors can become life's victories or at least life's strengths. Make the right choices for yourself and for your child. And I will see you very soon with another topic like this. Till then, take good care.